And we talking that big boxing shit, you feel me? Let's get right.
And he slipped up for 1 millisecond and got fucking laid out by Wild. His Pitbull style, just coming forward. I feel like this could be easy work and maybe.
We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to Totally Blitzed Podcast. We in the motherfucking Fight Club. We're talking 2 fights for y'all today. Ruiz Ortiz and that boy Pitbull versus Ramirez. But before we jump into this and introduce our host, do us a favor, go down and like this video, and do yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel for all the content. We got NFL coming up, UFC, NBA next season, and just our Monday talk show episodes. But let's get into it. I'm Paul, Pick 'em, Win 'em, Concha, and I'm joined with...
Hey, man, it's the motherfucking air shaking, trailblazing, realized nigga known as Lil KK, a.k.a. the Don PYE, a.k.a. the motherfucker pulling up on your screen, and we talking that big boxing shit, you feel me? Let's get right, my boys.
The big boxing shit, stop playing with him, man. What's going on, boys? Big PT, you already know what it is, man.
Yeah, we got fucking 2 fun-ass fights. We're at PBC. We got the 135er starting us off at the co-main event. Isaac Pitbull Cruz versus Eduardo Ramirez. I'll be honest, I couldn't find shit on Eduardo Ramirez, bro. Like, I don't know who he is. I do know who Isaac Cruz is. And is this his first fight back since the Tank loss?
Nah, remember he knocked out Gamboa?
Oh, yeah, he said, what do you do when you lose at 135? Go find Gamboa and knock his ass out and get that shit.
If you at 135, go find Gamboa. That's just part of the game, man. That boy.
I'll never forget it, man. I was at the gym one day, and there was this dude. He was telling me he was a cage fighter. He's a former cage fighter. His roommate is a sparring partner for a boxer. And I'm thinking like, oh, you guys are the truth. He goes, yeah, man, professional boxer. He kind of does his thing a little bit. And he's kind of on a slump recently. And I was like, damn, who? He goes, and I was 2 seconds away from promoting the podcast to him. He goes, Gamboa. And I was like, shit. Hey,
not gonna be a fan of this.
Remember how I said I had a podcast? Shit, I forgot about it.
Yeah, but it's like almost the rites of passage. Shit, yeah, and I mean, I did find one thing on Ramirez, and he so Cruz knocked out Gamboa, and the only person that I kind of compare to Gamboa is that boy Lee Shelby. Like, it's just a name. Like you can go beat up Lee Shelby if you're a world-class fighter, but if you're not good, Lee Shelby's probably gonna beat you. And Eduardo Ramirez I don't know if he got knocked out, but I didn't know Lee Shelby beat his ass. So at that point, I kind of knew what the fuck the writing on the wall for this fight was.
Facts. Nah, man, I feel like Isak, bro. The one thing I noticed about Isak in the Tank fight is his defense, man. That boy, he had good defense against Tank. It was hard for Tank to land clean punches on him, and like that one Tank's favorite punch, the uppercut. Isak was parrying, like that shit was nothing to block that shit. So like I feel like if Isak hold that defense and fucking do that classic, his Pitbull style, just come in forward. I feel like this could be easy work, and maybe he could definitely try to earn another title shot against Tank. Because that's the only guy Tank is gonna fucking go after. It's gonna be hard for Isak to try to fight Devin Haney. He ain't getting that fight.
No, not with his losses and draws.
But I'll see Isak versus Tank again. Fuck it, because Tank ain't gonna fight no one else interesting.
Well, shit, the odds are minus 650 for Isaac Cruz, so it was a massive favorite here. Me and Marcus both are on him. And my one question for y'all is over under 10.5 rounds. I'd let Kev make your pick on the fight and start it off. Do you think it's going over or under 10.5 rounds?
I give it a Pitbull. Just because I watched that fight with him and Tank, and that was pretty cool. Like, I thought he was a dog in that fight. He made Tank he made Tank look like the smaller guy, which is really tough with how strong that motherfucker is. So yeah, I definitely like Pitbull Cruz, and I don't know about his knockout power like that for real. I just know that he's a dog, but I'm gonna give it under 10.5 because like I don't want to watch a 10-round fight. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mark, you see that boy Cruz getting the KO, or is he going to the decisions?
Yeah, I see him getting the KO.
Under 10.5?
Yeah, I think maybe 6 to 8.
Mid-round knockout. I think I'm gonna take I'll rock the over here, but I think he gets the knockout, but in the championship rounds. I think he gets the knockout on the
I just think that pressure of like him coming with those overhands and just that relentless pressure, I think is gonna eventually break homie down. Yeah. Classic Eastside.
Classic Pitbull.
Yeah, man. Hey, and if he gets on the mic, talk his shit, call out Tank again. Fuck it.
Yeah. They'll do that. They'll do that. I like them to actually do that over there.
Definitely. And I mean, this is you got he's still in the co-main event slot. So even with that loss, he hasn't really fell down that far.
No, I think, bro, honestly, I think the Tank fight raised his stock and like made him more of a name, and more people are, because when they announced Isak, because I'm pretty sure Isak was a fill-in. I don't even think that was the actual scheduled fight. I think he was a fill-in, and people were like, who the fuck is this guy? But then he put on a performance, and then Jay was like, damn, he's nice. Yeah, the boy, he had a nice form. He had good attitude, and he just got that relentless dog in him, which that's a fan favorite right there. I think that definitely raised his stock.
Well, shit. Then we had our fucking big boys on the card at main event, the heavyweights here, Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Luis Ortiz. Man, this is a fun fight. I mean, those big boys, the last fight we saw, Usyk Joshua, and even the co-main event, Zong and Heroic, like those fucking top 15 heavyweights, even though you're not top 5, them boys throw down and they stand and bang. Like they really have nothing to lose. So this should be fun.
I fuck with Andy Ruiz. No cap. You feel me? Because I remember when he took that fight against Joshua, I looked at him and I was like, huh. I didn't think he was going to win. But I was like, huh. He doesn't look like a bitch. He doesn't look like, usually at that point in time, Joshua was fighting people that were kind of way like out of his league, like way under his league type shit. But like I looked at him, I was like, oh no, you might be worried about him. He kind of big, but he looked like he got hands for him. And he's so heavy-handed and he's so strong. Now that he's leaner, I like him to be able to move more, and I feel like he has to work nothing but footwork. So I fuck with Andy Ruiz, no cap. I'd like to see him versus Wilder.
Man, that's the one fight I would want to see. Andy versus Wilder. That would be some fireworks.
They're both with PBC, and I believe that's the fight they're trying to make, where Andy Ruiz just has to beat this 40-year-old Luis Ortiz. And Wilder has to fight. I can't remember the guy's name right now, but he has a fight already set up, and they want Ruiz versus Wilder. It gotta be a fucking mega fight. That's selling out. That's a big time market right there, even with no belts on the line.
No belts, too big because it's not going more than 4 or 5.
Shit. Well, Andy Ruiz hasn't fought in over a year. His last fight was against Chris Arola, and he beat him. He looked pretty good. Luis Ortiz actually is the more active fighter, even though he's 43. This will be a second fight this year. His heavy-ass hands has always made him fun to watch. And he's actually low-key, maybe, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but 95% sure that he's going to be Andy Ruiz's first southpaw opponent. And if that's the case, that does always make it a little bit more exciting, just because they haven't really seen him go up against anyone that's a southpaw, especially with heavy hands like Lewis. He may be 43, but power is the last thing that goes.
One thing I'll say about Luis Ortiz, man, when the rematch against Wilder, the second fight they had, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I thought Wilder was about to lose for real, because Ortiz came out in his bag, bro. Came out boxing in southpaw, looking clean, didn't give up no easy looks. He was out there tagging Wilder, and he slipped up for 1 millisecond. and got fucking laid out by Wilder, bro. And he fucking collapsed. And that's the one where it's a meme where like his face is like looking real bad, where his eyes are bulged out. It became a meme. So it's like, if Luis could like kind of bring a little bit of that into this fight, like that boxing and really just keeping the distance and stuff. But I mean, he's not gonna fear Andy Ruiz's power as much as Wilder, of course. But Andy Ruiz got sleeper power, bro. He got some pop to his hands for a fat little guy. And like with that, the combination of speed and power, like that precision, that's what creates power too. So it's gonna be interesting for real.
It's sneaky power because the fact that his hands are just so fucking fast and his combos are so fluid that the power is the last thing that you're looking at. You're just looking
exactly
at
and
like, this
look at
fast. Like, oh wow.
Honestly, if you look at the Joshua fight, I feel like the punches weren't really the cleanest punches to drop Joshua, but had some fucking lick behind it to fucking put that big ass dude down.
You don't want to take too many of them in a row. Like he's really handed like that. And
I've been seeing clips of Andy Ruiz, bro. He's look nice. I seen him doing men. He looked like a big ass like middleweight or something. Like he just looked like he's not supposed to be a heavyweight. But man, he looked nice for real.
That boy's
he better win, bro. You can't lose to a fucking grandpa.
Well, no, the odds are close as fuck for a fight. It is probably
because also Andy Ruiz almost lost his other fight. It was a good, even though he came out on top and he still
got
did
knocked
a good
down,
performance.
I believe.
Yeah, they were going at it, and that shit was low key a war. So it's like, are people gonna trust Ruiz? What kind of shape is he gonna come in? Weigh-ins haven't happened yet, but that's gonna answer a lot of questions. How does he look at the weigh-ins? Because he's coming in, he looking like a fucking seal.
I don't know. This might be the most mentally focused I've seen Andy Ruiz personally.
That's what it's looking like to me, for real.
That's the biggest question. I think everything leading up to the fight's already answered it. He wouldn't be looking this lean. He wouldn't be so confident in his pressers. They're not even like pressers, but just his one-on-one with the medias. Like he just looks like a guy who's locked in to really like come to fucking make some noise in the heavyweight division.
No rap cap. He's doing his thing right now. I fuck with bro the long way. He's gotten there. I promise he's gonna pull up in some great fucking shape. And he's gonna be able to move in that ring. And I think that's gonna be what gets Luis Ortiz frustrated. Because like if you're slower, but you still have that power. So but if you can't get any clean shots on my boy, because he's over there moving, and he's never been slow. Like he's never been slow, even though he's been big. So I really like Eddie Ruiz in this one. And like I like him to knock him out too.
All right. Well, let's get to everyone's favorite part of the episode, what you're here for. Let's get to the picks and the over-under. Who wants to start us off? And I'll let you know the over-under is 8.5 rounds.
Definitely Ruiz under.
Mark?
I'll go at Andy.
8.5. You going with the over?
Yeah, only because the thing is, though, I don't trust fucking Ortiz chin, though. That shit might be fucking sloppy. So that shit could be done. But Andy Ruiz was in a war in his last fight. And I think that went to the later rounds. I can't remember, but that's why I'm going to go with the over.
8.5. I'm taking Andy Ruiz, of course. First and foremost, but I'm taking the over 8.5 rounds just because he hasn't fought in over a year, and I think he might need a round or two to get his footing right. And then once he realizes how much faster he is than Luis Ortiz, then he's gonna turn it up on him and just like grind his ass out of the ring. But I think that he'll eventually grind him out into like 8.5 is like the perfect spot, like in my opinion, because I want to say like the 8th, 9th round, but I guess I have over 8.5, so I think he gets it done in like the later rounds. I guess maybe the odds are really close because it's heavyweights and like one punch can really change. Yeah, one punch can change this whole fight.
Facts. Nah, bro. That's all it really takes, especially when you're talking about these heavyweights too. One punch.
And
But I hope Andy Ruiz uses his youth and like him being younger and maybe just being just more athletic, even though it won't look it, but use that ring management, you know, and try to work his way around for sure.
I need him to come out, push the pace, let his hands go early, and it'll be I think a couple knockdowns, and then we end with a nice little KO at the end of the night.
No cap, it's gonna be a nice one. I like this card. It's gonna be fun.
Yes, sir.
Where they fighting at? You know where they're fighting at?
Yeah, they're fighting in let me see, Los Angeles, California. They're at the Crypto Arena.
Nice.
They're
somebody gotta win in that motherfucker. Might as well be Andy Ruiz.
A fun little bet for my betting people out there for this fight. If you get Andy Ruiz to win between round 7 and 12, so like after the halfway mark, as long as he gets a knockout after 7 to 12, 25 to win 80.
Damn.
And I think that's for boxing. I don't think, bro, these odds are crazy. I think we're all on Andy Ruiz. So yeah, give me that bet.
No round cap, but hey, man, we got anything else? Any news?
No, I think that's pretty good right there for those two.
Hey, man, we talking some more big boxing shit. You feel me? So, like, this is a totally blitz fight club. You feel me? We got nothing more coming on your way. We got football coming next week. Everybody knows Marcus is a Panthers fan. Whew.
Chef Baker.
Us Dirty Birds got something to say about that. So catch us on our football when the football previews and recaps start dropping. Catch us on our UFC fight previews. And catch us on the motherfucking anywhere you get your podcast. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, your mom's, grandma's house, your old school radio. We don't give a fuck. Just listen or watch. You feel me? But in the meantime, we gonna tell you once again, because y'all stay forgetting, I'm in this bitch with Paul Pick'em, Wyndham Concha, that boy Marcus Primetime Penley, and this is your boy Lil KK, aka the Don PYE, and this has been totally blitz, yeah, bitch.
Got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you can